That's the way that works. But all right, moving along onto the next top 30 visit. Let's move on to offensive tackle because when we get through with the cornerback, we're going to highlight. We're going to dive into the cornerback room. I think would be cool. So we had Cincinnati offensive tackle John Williams scheduled for a top 30 visit. All right. Now, this is one of those lower round guys, it seems. Green Bay Packers have reportedly scheduled a top 30 visit with Cincinnati offensive tackle John Williams, per team sources, and Easton Butler, targeting him as a potential mid to late round pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, ranked number 289 on our PTA big board. Williams brings a robust 6'4", 322-pound frame with 11-inch hands and 33.88-inch arms. That's some long arms on that tackle right there, offering the Packers a blend of size, strength, and reach to bolster their offensive line depth and future-proof their tackle core. Scouting report coming out of high school. Look at this dude when he signed with Cincinnati. That was the first photo shoot he did. I like the visor, by the way. A 3-star recruit from Bolingbrook High School in Bolingbrook, Illinois, in the 2020 class. John Williams arrives as a raw but physically imposing prospect, 6'4", 290. He dominated as a left tackle, showcasing a strong initial punch and wide base that overwhelmed defenders. His senior tape highlighted a powerful run-blocking presence and decent mobility for his size, earning him all-conference honors. Ranked number 32 among Illinois prospects by On3, Williams committed to Cincinnati over offers from Ball State, Northern Illinois, and Western Michigan, viewed as a developmental talent with pro upside. All right, it says college statistics. Williams' 5-year run at Cincinnati shows a gradual ascent to a starting role. In 2020, he played 4 games at right tackle, logging limited snaps as a true freshman. In 2021, he appeared in 6 games, mostly at left tackle, with a mix of reserve and spot start duty. By 2022, he played in 5 games, all at left tackle, refining his skills in a backup role. In 2023, breakout saw him play in 12 games, becoming the starting left tackle for all 12. And then in 2024, he started all 12 games at left tackle, earning all ACC honorable mention. His career totals 27 starts, 39 games, and a proven track record at left tackle. So you get a little bit of versatility there. And when you look at the PFF grade, man, it started off rocky. In 2020, 53.2, then he fell to a 42.8, then he jumps back to a 52.7. Then he kind of breaks out here in 2023 with a 69.2. And then in 2024, he has his best year, 75.3, with a pass block grade of 86.3. What do you guys, let's go around the horn there real quick with what we've learned so far about John Williams.
Do you have his RAS measurements, Clinton?
We do, yeah.
That 30-inch, 38-inch arm, that sounds... I looked him up on Draft Buzz, and they have him at about just under 34. I was just wondering if
it's 30. Not 38. That's an orangutan. We got this is 33.88 is what you got.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What I was trying to get there is almost 34-inch arms. You're like 33 3/4. So.
I mean, but look at the hand size. I mean, the guy just, if he gets his paws on you, I have to feel like you're in trouble. I really do like what I saw, especially the later years in his PFF grades. A lot of snaps at left tackle, almost a true left tackle. Zone grade was okay, 65.2. Run block grade, okay at 65.7, but a pass block grade of 86.3. I like that quite a bit. And he doesn't really have bad games. He has just basically average to slightly above average games, which I'll take that.
Yeah. Yeah, the bench reps is what gets me excited too, Emilio. 29 bench reps, scoring a 905 there.
So. With the long arms, that's big. I mean, because you got a longer distance to travel, 225. You're throwing it around over there. Weight came in at weight, ran good numbers at 322. That makes me happy. In the shuttle, being able to get down, get over. Those aren't bad numbers from the guy with the hand size of 11 inches. I mean,
definitely. And when you look at the detailed scouting report here, it says at the combine, he measured in at 6'4", 322 with 11-inch hands, like Jacob was saying, and 33.88-inch arms, pairing his massive paws in length with an impressive 29 bench reps, showcasing NFL-ready strength. His 2024 tape highlights a powerful run blocker who excels in the Packers' outside zone scheme, using his size to displace defenders and his hands to latch and steer. In pass protection, he's a steady anchor with good arm extension to keep rushers at bay, though his foot speed can lag against quicker edges. His athletic testing was incomplete, but his on-field play suggests a day 3 pick with swing tackle potential and guard versatility. Could you imagine him at guard too, man? That seems like with those kind of arms, boy. I'm telling you, that's solid. And then when you look at what's happened to him across this whole process, at the end of the college football season, he was just inside the top 200, right? And by February 12th, he just sinks all the way out of sight. Like he's down around 386. Then he magically, I guess that's around the combine, maybe when they measured in. I can't remember what date the combine was in, but he jumps all the way back up to somewhere around what appears to be like, I don't know, 225-ish, something in there. Dips back down again and then settles in at 250. When you look at the recent mock drafts here, Tim, here's what we got, man. And you got to kind of comb through there because they don't have them in perfect order. But back in February, on February 20th, he was seen as a 5th-round pick according to Pro Football Focus in that mock draft that Josh did. November 20th, you go back a little bit further, he was a 3rd-round pick. And then here lately, ESPN, Sporting News, Pro Football Focus, Sports Talk, all those guys had him anywhere from 185 to 193. So I think what you're looking at here, I think that 3rd rounder is so far removed. He's probably closer to like a 5th or a 6th, maybe the undrafted talent. Tim, how do you feel about this dude, man? John Williams.
I mean, just looking at him, he looks like a guy that's kind of just really hitting his stride. I think you look at the change from 23 to 24 in his game and the progress that he's made. I mean, you got to think, even though he'll be 24 in his rookie year, big deal. This guy's playing on the line. He can block, right, Emilio? He can block.
Yeah.
And, it doesn't surprise me that they had him mocked to Kansas City early on late last year there. Makes a whole lot of sense the way they invest in their O-line over there. So I think he could be a potential, top 200 pick for sure, depending on where you have him right now.
Yeah. I think, what were you going to say, Jacob?
Nothing. He's a freaking genius too. Apparently he's studying like aerodynamic engineering. So he's got the brains.
Got the Dobbs thing there going.
Yeah.
I like that. But honestly, when I was listening to DJ and Buck, they were talking about, when you get a prospect that's maybe a 4th or 5th rounder, instead of putting that 4th or 5th round tag on him, what can he be? Is he going to be a backup? Is he going to be a backup that can start? Does he have starter potential? Is he just going to be a developmental guy? Is he a developmental guy with high upside? Those sort of things that I think that you could look at: hand size, arm length, still being able to put up that kind of weight. We get him in the gym. That's a upside Packer kind of guy, that a typical pick that we would see, right? Somebody that's a freak athlete that we can, hone him in a little bit more.
Yeah. So here's the draft projection. John Williams profiles as a 4th to 5th round prospect in the 2025 NFL draft, backed by his number 289 spot on our PTA big board. His size, strength, and 27 starts making him intriguing developmental fit for the Packers, who could snag him in the mid-rounds to groom behind starters like Rasheed Walker or Zach Tom. His ceiling as a potential starter hinges on refining his footwork, while his floor as a versatile backup aligns with Green Bay's track record of molding linemen into contributors, a sleeper with upside as draft season heats up. So it seems like one of the common threads here, the common themes with Goody in this whole draft process, he's looking at several offensive tackles really late in the draft to kind of feel like, hey, let's find that next Rasheed Walker, throw him on the bench for a year or two, and then all of a sudden, bang, pop him into the lineup. And if you don't have anything there, what do you have to lose, right? You just cut bait. There's no dead cap attached, or very, very minimal anyway, and you're good to go. So I'm excited to see where John Williams goes here, man. Again, I don't see him going in 3rd like that early mock had, but if he's hanging around round 5 or 6, even though we've got him on the 289 spot on our board, I think there's enough there that Goody sees something and goes, hey, the physical traits are just too good to pass up on there. Again, you can coach a lot of things. You can't coach size. You can't coach that 33, almost 34-inch arms like Emilio said, with scoring over a 9 in your bench press reps. I mean, that's just crazy, absolutely crazy. So, anything else on John Williams before we move forward, gents?
Just what Fred said, -3 on Excelio's board due to Glover's threat to roster spot. I think that's a very fair point.
There you go. All right, Coach Lynn has a question. Do you think we take an O-line in the first 3 rounds? Man, that's a great question. I see people saying if we take an offensive tackle in the first round, they're going to burn Twitter to the ground. Take an offensive tackle in the first round, it means stud. That's the way I see it. Goody knows how to draft offensive linemen. And I'm just still amazed at how many people have given up on Jordan Morgan. It's just like the dude was hurt coming out of camp, tried to battle through it, re-hurt that shoulder throughout the season. He was basically splitting starter reps as a rookie with Sean Ryan, who took a pretty big step forward, in my opinion, this year. Like, I don't understand the hate for Jordan Morgan. But it's amazing how some of those same people, they're acting like Jordan Morgan's a bust because he was hurt, but they're also saying that Jacob Monk should start at center. And I'm like,
what?
He was the third string center. Like, when our center went down, they didn't even trust to put him in as the backup center.
Right.
But we're sold on him without seeing anything. And here Jordan Morgan was essentially taking that right guard spot away from Sean Ryan for the most part. It's just that really boggles my mind, man. Coach Lynn says Morgan sure looks the part to me. So, that's kind of how I seen him too, man. I never once did I see him on the field and go, man, Jordan Morgan, it's going to be a while. It always felt like he kind of held his own. So let's see. Joseph asks, where does the PTA board have Charles Grant? Does anyone remember? Do you have that pulled up by chance, Emilio? Or no?
68. We have Charles Grant, Senior Bowl and a captain with a PFF 22, 32, 23, 42, and 24 is 8. PFF Big Board 81 and consensus 104.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. And then Drew D asks a cornerback question here. Where do we have Jordan Hancock at Ohio State? I think he's underrated. Do we have him on the board?
We have him 255. We have him as a cornerback versatile. 23 was 291, 24 130. PFF Big Board 208, consensus 175.
Gotcha. So everything across the board kind of agreeing there with where we got it.
Right.
So, got it. Good stuff, man. All right. Let's see what else we got in here. Holmes said, what about Monk? Right on cue. That wasn't even a shot at Holmes earlier either. I'm just saying there's a lot of people that are sold on Monk, and I'm like, I know the Packers were excited about him, and I hope he pans out. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know what tape we're looking at to go, yep, Monk's the guy. I could be wrong, though. Let's see. Monster Aggressor says Jordan Morgan going to be a monster. Hey, you bet, Drew. You're welcome, pal. You're welcome. All right. Anything else you boys want to hit on before we get into the next prospect? We're going to wrap up hour 1 here in a second. If you got anything on the forefront of your mind, or if you got anything else starred there, Jacob, you want to hit them before we kick off hour 2?
No, just I think I was surprised or highlighted Drew D's comment about that Jordan Hancock, I believe is his name, because Ryan brought him up. I believe it was like one of Bob McGinn's things where all of a sudden it was like the number 7th cornerback on his list of like the top 7 corners, and it was completely